This is a logo we designed for Parent Engagement Academy, an organization that, along with its sibling brand Parent Engagement Advisors, works to make sure that parents are involved in their children's education and training them so that they have enough tools to do so. One is a nonprofit and the other is an LLC. So we had to develop a brand that would work together and would look and feel kind of the same, but would function and be identified on its own. One of the concepts that we had to convey was the fact that children can reach their goals only with the help of their parents. So we chose the figure of a shooting star to aim high and have the energy and direction to fulfill one's dreams. Another concept was family and the life that comes from the nucleus of society, not only literally but also figuratively, as the means to a higher end that can be attained only when people in their community work together, and that working together starts at each home. So, for this life giving center of energy, we chose the sun. Look out for that when you see the logo. We also thought that this organization and all of its actions through training for parents and for children alike has a multiplying effect. So, just like the ripples in a pond, when they go out and spread out the energy, we chose to use the figure of the waves and the repetition of these lines starting from the center and going outwards to really visually tell a story of something that can begin with a very small magnitude but will grow with enough time and nurturing. And speaking of things that need nurturing, we also chose the flower to convey all this life and all this essence of growing in a challenging environment, just as the lotus flower does above a swamp. Because it really doesn't matter where you come from, if you had it rough or if you had enough opportunities since you were a child. If you go to school and if your parents are involved in your education, then you will have a better opportunity at a successful life, or at least a balanced life. So, Parent Engagement Academy is really coming and making sure that more children and more families have more opportunities. The flower, as well as the sun, is going to be present in ways of ripple, or in this case, of the different layers of petals. So do look out for both of them. We also knew that the logo had to incite movement, just as the organization does so at communities. And we achieved this through the illusion of a moving figure. We had three different silhouettes in three different sizes, representing both the sun, the flower, and when put together from the same starting point in the center, in the middle of them, it looks as though they are ripples in a pond. And all we had to do was put together these three elements, just as a collaborating community does. And all we had to do then was let them come together. All of the elements, the shooting stars, then, of course, the flowers, the sun, and we added the name. We use the same typeface as for parent engagement advisors, the sibling brand, and we presented the client with mock-ups on how it would look like a step and repeat, a pin, business cards. Here it is interacting with Factor, the name we developed for the training program. Here it is in its final blue color, different from the red one we originally intended for it. It changed after feedback from the clients and a very sensible one. They wanted to remain diplomatic and they thought that red might be a bit too passionate and a bit too violent in certain aspects. So they thought it would be best to tone it down literally. And here they are, the three logos from the family, all working together for a better future through education.